introduce our amazing keynote speaker this morning. So enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, everyone. I won't go on for too long, but just to congratulate you all. First of all, you're stronger people than me getting up this early on a Saturday. And also, congratulations on making the correct life decision because you're in for a treat today and this morning in particular. The reason I'm here is because all of the keynotes of the Future Film Festival this year have been delivered by amazing women who are all inspiring in their own very different ways. And Women with a Movie Camera is a strand of events and activities that I do here curate every month at the BFI South Bank that celebrate and spotlight women's contribution to cinema, not just directors, not just actresses, but the organizations and the women behind the screens as well as in front of the screens that helped propel cinema and are still continuing to make amazing, great work. So it's our way of spotlighting them. And if you're around after the day of Future Film Festivaling is done, there's actually an event tonight in this very auditorium later on, which, if you're into creepy stuff, you might enjoy, because it's a selection of horror shorts, all directed by women from across the world. So I know for a fact they are nightmarish. So, if you fancy getting traumatized a little bit to end your Saturday, definitely stay around for that. But today, I'm very, very pleased to be able to introduce today's keynote, who is an absolutely incredibly talented young woman, multi-hyphenate talent, a certified personal trainer, a self-taught martial artist, and an aspiring stunt actor whose journey she's going to share with you today, and who kind of makes us all feel, like at least me, feel like an underachiever, and whose dedication and willpower and tenacity is truly inspiring. And I hope you're getting inspired by her talk today as well. But before we welcome the amazing and super talented Shaina West on stage, we're going to see a little bit of her work. So enjoy her work and then her keynote. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it on? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me all right in the back? Okay, cool. Thank you so much. That was my old showreel. So I'm watching it back like, oh gosh, cringing at how old the videos are. And I do have an updated showreel. Hopefully you guys can find that after. But thank you so much for coming to hear me speak today. And there's a few things that I want to tell you guys today, and hopefully I can leave you, have you guys leaving feeling a bit inspired and motivated by my journey and what I'm going through at the moment as well. So I just want to tell everyone that life isn't about finding yourself, which is we all spend our time finding ourselves in life. I believe life is about creating yourself. And I learned this about 4 years ago, when something terrible happened to me. In fact, a series of misfortunate events occurred, just amazingly enough to make me hit rock bottom. And rock bottom then became the foundation in which I was able to rebuild my life and, reinvent myself as an aspiring stunt actor. So 4 years ago, I was into sales and merchandising. I worked for technology brands, consumer electronics. I did what I thought I had to do in life like everyone else. I just wanted to make money and maybe climb the corporate ladder, whatever. I just wanted to get through life. And I just bought a new motorbike, and I was filtering through traffic, and I had a really bad accident, like a really, really bad accident. So bad that I actually have no recollection of the accident. And what I'm telling you is from the witness reports. So I landed on my face. Luckily, I was wearing a helmet, always wear a helmet. And I fractured my neck, and I broke my thumb, and I was sort of bedbound for quite some time. And because obviously I couldn't get up or do anything, I couldn't work, so I lost my job. And before I even had the chance to leave the hospital, my boyfriend broke up with me because timing, he's good for timing. So it's safe to say I was in a pretty dark place in my life, and I literally felt like I had hit rock bottom. And I never really was someone who had a lot of friends around me. I didn't really have much going for me at the time. This is exclusive. I've done loads of interviews. I've done loads of sort of newspaper, stuff like that, radio interviews, but I've never disclosed before that that's the first time or only time in my life that I actually had suicidal thoughts. I was really, really sad. And I didn't want to leave my room. And, as we all do, when we're feeling sad, we don't want to leave our room. We binge watch a lot of our favorite shows for some reason. It's like our therapy. And my favorite shows just happen to be anime, sort of comic book themed shows, action heroes, anything that was kind of just like really action packed and exciting. And I was doing this every day, all day, every day for days and weeks, just watching anime, watching action movies and all that kind of cool stuff. And I just started to feel really zealous for something, not inspired, I felt hungry for something. And I didn't know what it was at the time. But now that I think about it, does anyone remember watching, I don't know, a movie that you feel was really cool, something creative, and then afterwards you feel like you can do what they were doing? So does anyone remember watching like You Got Served or Step Up or Karate Kid for the first time? So, and after there's these dance movies or whatever, you come out the cinema and you start busting moves you didn't even know that you could do. Like, do you know what I mean? So I was watching loads of anime and feeling like I could do all of this ridiculous, over-the-top, cool, energy blast type stuff that I was seeing, and it made me feel like I didn't want to feel weak and depressed anymore. I wanted to be like these formidable characters who always overcame the adversity and were just relentless in their pursuit to be the best. And although these storylines were always very cliche, in which the main character, it starts off great and then something bad happens to them and they kind of hit rock bottom, and then they have the flashback, someone says, "I believe in you," and then they overcome. And I thought, why not? Literally, I've got nothing else going on for me. Who's going to stop me? You guys? No. So I started getting out of my room and going to the gym, just so that I had some kind of strength in me again. Lifting weights, kind of figuring things out as I went along. And then I came back to my computer where it all started and went on YouTube and typed in martial arts for beginners, lesson 1. And started watching videos and started watching professionals and, watching what I wanted to look like eventually and copying them and being obsessed over this new skill that I had decided I wanted to teach myself. I wanted to be a real-life anime character, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it, but I had decided that I was going to do it. And for me, that was enough at the time. So I obsessively trained, and I enjoyed it as well. If I didn't enjoy it, I doubt I'd be here right now, and I doubt I'd be, as good as I am. But that's what I did. And one day, after putting a few clips onto my Instagram page, which became sort of like a personal diary for me. It was a way of me tracking my progress and just me saying, this is me last week and this is me today. I uploaded the first clip that you saw on my show reel with me playing the knife game. Again, it was something very personal. I thought it was funny. I just thought, I'm just going to put that on there. And that video went viral. And it brought a lot of people to my page to see I'm not just a crazy woman with a knife, which is I see myself on a lot of memes now saying this is your crazy ex-girlfriend, when you walk in the house. So that's me. They saw, oh, wow, this girl's actually doing something a bit different, and she's teaching herself martial arts. And I began to sort of grow a fan base. And that's kind of where that was another pivotal moment for me, because it went from it being just a hobby and a dream for myself to something that I was doing for other people. And I didn't realize that it was even possible to reach and inspire so many people. And so everyone's saying, this is great. You could do movies, you could go somewhere with this. And I thought, maybe they're onto something here. And that's when I really resolved myself into pursuing a career in stunt acting and stunt performing. So I've kind of said, yep, I've committed myself. And that was about 2-3 years ago. And ever since, I've been teaching myself using resources that I can find online and, just trusting in the process. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have a secret recipe for you guys. I don't believe there is a trick or a secret ingredient or anything like that. I feel like you are all the secret ingredient, and it's about committing to yourself, not saying, oh, I'm gonna follow so-and-so steps, and, don't kill yourself trying to pursue your dreams. As long as you to do what you love, I believe the universe will give back to you. The same effort you put into your craft, you will receive back from the universe. And I just believe that, I can only tell you from my experiences. And the day I stopped doing what I thought I had to do and started doing what I loved to do, my life changed. And that's why I'm here, telling you all my story, because I want you to put your everything into whatever it is that makes your soul burn, whatever it is that you love, whether it's poetry, or you dance, or you do stunts, or whatever it is, that is your way of flying. And what I mean by that is a lot of us look at birds and things like that and say, oh, I wish I could fly. And you don't acknowledge that your unique gift that God has given to you, that is your way of flying. And what you do with that gift is your gift back to God. But what you do with that talent is your gift back to God. And pretty much what I'm saying on that. So it wasn't an easy journey for me, especially with, I suffer from anxiety. Does anyone here deal with anxiety? I know it's more common. Yeah, I can see some nods. Okay, great. So yeah, I've got not great, but I've got chronic anxiety. It's something I deal with every day. Even now in this moment, anxiety is going like, why are we here talking to loads of people? I take that feeling and I use it to fuel my dream. So I believe anxiety is just lots of energy. We've heard it's your fight or flight reflex. So it's like your body getting a surge of energy to run or to fight from a threat. No one knows why we really have it, but that energy, cannot be created or destroyed. You've got to put it into something and do that, put it into your craft and make some magic and create something amazing with that. And over the years of me pursuing the things that I love and just putting all of my energy and my time and my zealousness into honing my craft, it has transformed my life in more ways than you can imagine. I mean, yes, there are opportunities open to me now in which I can do what I'm good at and do what I love for a living, which is more than you can really ask for in life, But mentally, I've grown so much. I learned to love myself more, which I didn't imagine. Would have been a produce of, doing what you love. I mean, I used to straighten my hair a lot. I used to get my nails done ridiculously long and wear loads of makeup and all of that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but for me, that was almost a mask that I was wearing against the world. And I learned to love myself more. I learned to love the way that my natural hair looks and to not want to shy away from that. And I learned more about myself spiritually. I'm more in tune with myself, and that's why I can do certain things with my body, because I understand myself inside. The solitude, that the time that I spent in solitude training has given me back so much more, the confidence and understanding of self, and it's improved my relationships with other people. And then obviously physically as well, I have learnt amazing skills that one day I looked at and thought, wow, that's probably impossible, but I'm gonna try. And it was good enough for me to start, but now I've realized impossible, that that's not even a real thing. For me, I believe, I'm going to give you a quote actually from Muhammad Ali: impossible is just a big word thrown around by small people who would rather live in a world created for them than to find the power in them to try and change that world. And this is kind of, I've got loads of quotes in my head, and I kind of take everything positive, all the positive quotes, and everything that I sort of produce from myself and all my hard work, and I use that to keep my tunnel vision on what I'm doing. So before I get sidetracked, basic message to you all is to do what you love and do it well, and to make sure you love what you're doing, and trust in the process, because it's not just an up slope. I personally have learned more from my losses than my wins. And I really want to stress that you will learn more from your failures than your gains. I don't like to use the word failure. I don't think we ever fail. There's just hindrances. That's all you're going through. But you will gain more from those experiences. Times where I feel like nothing were happening were the times that the manifesting was really in the process. So trust in you. The more effort you put in, the more you get back. And like Deadpool says, effort always pays off. It always pays off, even if it's just a small amount of time you're putting into your craft or you're researching something. It doesn't matter. Effort always pays off. And so don't let anyone tell you that your dream is impossible. If someone had told me that being an anime character in real life was impossible, I would have agreed with them, because it sounds really ridiculous. But yet, here I am. I mean, I'm going for the movies. One day you will see me in a Marvel film, and I'm not saying that because I've signed the contract. I'm saying that because I believe it genuinely will happen, and I'm putting all of myself into making that happen. So I just want to leave you with another quote, that impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare. Impossible is potential, impossible is temporary, and impossible is nothing. So please put everything that you've got into what you love and trust that it will come back to you. So.
Thank you so much, Shaina, for that incredibly inspiring, positive, heartfelt speech. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Guys, it's time to go to your first session, so please head straight to wherever you need to be. If you're in this session in NFT3, if you wouldn't mind just stepping out just for a few minutes while we get set up, that would be great. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.